Hi, these comments are for RB. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and you just sent me a speaking practice test. You want me to evaluate it. In fact, in your email, you said, "Hi, Michael. Thanks for your video comments with pig filter." It is so interesting and does bring me in a good mood. That's good. That's what I was trying to do. So attaches my practice today for an integrated speaking question as usual. Comments and especially, especially criticisms are welcome. Thank you. Be careful what you wish for, buddy. Okay, so let's get started. Let me go back to, let's take a look at the rubrics. I think it is an integrated speaking practice test. So I know you're at least 23, right? So let's get you into the 4 area, right? Where you're scoring between 28 and 30 points. Wow. If you score between 28 and 30 on any practice test that you're sending me, you are ready to take the TOEFL exam, and you have a 99.9% chance of getting over 26, right? That's the goal. Let's listen to your practice test.
This lecture talks about 2 ways that lakes can disappear. To begin with, lakes can decay in a natural way.
And then say eggs, eggs. Don't forget that S is going to sound like a Z when it comes after a voiced consonant like a G. Eggs, eggs.
For instance, when plants in a lake are dying, their bodies will become organic sediments that stay in the lake.
And I would just say organic sediment. Sediment is typically used as a, I don't know, maybe a uncount noun, I'm thinking. So we usually don't say many sediments or sediments. We just say sediment. But good vocabulary word.
Sediments accumulate to a certain level, there would be no room for water to stay, and eventually the lake will die.
Okay.
Next, the professor introduces another sources for lake dying, which is about
another source, not sources. So you're losing some control with your nouns. Be careful, right? Another source. Another means one other, right? So, and you're using a count noun there, so keep it singular.
Human being. This can be seen in those examples about farmers who are piping water out of the lake to their fields. If the lake, in this case,
I would say they're keeping piped water. It means water that is piped. So you have to look at the adjective clause, and it is passive voice. So when you reduce that adjective clause, you want to keep the past participle, not the present participle.
Doesn't get enough water from other places like rains, then it will eventually die because it's losing water. So these are the interesting details about how a lake can die.
Okay. And I think you had a few problems with language use. I'm going to listen to the whole thing one more time, and then I'll give you my score. I'm thinking about 23 to 25 on this one. I don't think you get 26 because of some of the language use issues.
This lecture talks about 2 ways that lakes can disappear.
Okay. Lakes. I thought you said eggs. Yeah, lakes.
To begin with, lakes can decay in a natural way.
Lakes can decay naturally. Use can decay.
For instance, when plants in a lake are dying, their bodies will become organic sediments that stay in the lake. When those sediments accumulate to a certain level, there would be no room for water to stay, and eventually the lake will die.
And avoid the conversation filler there. You're doing really fine. You're keeping it formal. There's no need to throw in there.
Next, the professor introduces another sources for lake dying, which is about human being. This can be seen in those examples about farmers who are piping water out of the lake to their fields. If the lake, in this case, doesn't get enough water from other places like rains, then it will eventually die because it's losing water. So these are the interesting details.
Because it keeps or continues to lose water.
About how a lake can die.
So I think on this one, I think my score is pretty accurate. So you definitely had a few language use issues. You're having some problems with your verbs or what we call participial phrases. You're also having some minor problems with delivery. You want to speak just a little bit faster, but overall delivery was pretty good. But still, I'm going to put you at 23 to 25 points on this practice test.